One, two,
Glad you
one,
came.
two. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, Serona. Let me take a little break. Muffin? What you got for me?
Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. In fact, we're working together to try and rein in Ramrock.
Are you? I suspected you and he would get along. Perhaps best I don't know details of your plans. And I shall refrain from telling you to
don't
be
trust that
careful
motherfucker.
yet again. But I hope you will be.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favor for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Okay.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade.
Okay.
Please do give Dot my love.
Got it. Thank you, Serona. Okay. Let's head up there. Hello.
Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Revelio. Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Serona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Serona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect hawklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Of course.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Serona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Serona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting hawklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather hawklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Serona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Thank
Maybe
you,
your
Mrs. Bottle.
perception of
Thank
the
you.
same may have changed.
I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk lumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
Revelio.
I'm just gonna search some stuff. You almost there, like you to the grave closely. You don't need it no more. Work.
Hello, Hamora.
Okay. Wait.
What do we have here?
That
Revelio.
cavern. Oh. Okay, I found another one.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
What is inside this cave?
I still need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Better have a look around. See about the hawk clumps and the box of letters. Incendio! That's all the hawk clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Confringo! Revelio! Profindo! Incendio! Lumos!
What was the dude doing so far traveling this deep? I see an old timer for real.
Revelio! Revelio!
Yep. Bro.
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or
Already chose
avoid
this.
it altogether. Confringo! Expelliarmus. Incendio. Protego. Stupid. Expelliarmus.
Ah, damn.
Findo. Confringo. Protego. Stupid.
What's this?
Confringo. Defendo. That was a close one. Revelio.
Ooh, okay. Well, take care of that one.
Lumos.
Ah, my gear. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's try again. That was just money.
Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Accio.
Oh man. Okay.
Revelio.
Check this real quick. Oh. Anybody that wants to read, pause it. I scrolled down a little bit too fast.
This must be Sirona's box of letters. I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back. I think that's everything.
Okay. Let's head back. You guys when we get back. Okay, everybody, we made it back to the 3.6. Let's drop these off to Sirona. for memory lane purposes. Lord.
Hello, Serona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk lumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Okay. Help out a friend. And I think I know what I'm gonna do next, and I'll see you guys when we get there. Back to Hogwarts is... What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We have made... okay, let's follow this little guy. Where you going?
Accio!
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Aloha Mora. Revelio. Levioso. Revelio.
Name. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Back to this. Let's go like that. This is my first time actually just coming straight to
Revelio.
coming straight to the cafeteria, the Great Hall.
Sybil attempted a poem to Beau Battens. Do you realize what kind of reputation that caused? For Merlin's sake, even the owl looked ashamed. Your school years are meant for studying, not blonde crystals.
anything to do with the dark art should be avoided. It's too risky.
Anything to do with Salazar Slytherin is worth the risk.
I don't know about that.
I can't agree. And I'll not say a word more. I'm sorry.
I won't give up.
Are you using curse, Matt? Are you talking about a curse?
What were you and Ominous speaking about?
He's being ridiculous. Apparently, Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium here in Hogwarts. Ominous swears it was used for the dark arts, so he wants nothing to do with it. I reminded him that Anne needs a cure. This scriptorium could hold the answers we need.
Ominous is right. Meddling in the dark arts is dangerous.
There's more to dark magic than people realize. The Gaunts know this better than most. Perhaps I've spoken out of turn. Ominous's family history is personal to him.
I understand. You needn't tell me if you don't want to.
If I were you, I'd be begging for more details.
It's not that I'm not interested. And you can certainly trust me if you want to tell me anything.
Ominous learned dark magic from his parents.
Okay, well.
Are you familiar with the Cruciatus curse?
I heard of it, but for the sake of everybody, everybody already knows it. I'm doing it anyway.
What does the Cruciatus curse do?
It's known as the torture curse. Crucio. It inflicts intense, excruciating pain on the victim. Apparently, his parents and older siblings had no qualms about casting it on muggles for sport.
Ooh.
Ominous described the sound of the victim's cries as horrific, so the first time he was asked to cast it himself as a child, he couldn't bring himself to do it. As punishment, his family cast it on him. The anguish was so bad that when asked to cast it again, he relented. I have repeatedly assured Ominous that he did what he had to, but he still hasn't forgiven himself.
How horrible. Poor Ominous. He was only a child. He shouldn't blame himself.
After that incident, the rift between Ominous and his family only grew. That is until I came along. Every moment he isn't at Hogwarts, he's with us in Feldcroft. Ominous trusts me. And more often than not, he winds up listening to me. I'll remind him of that when I follow up about the scriptorium. Watch for my owl. I'll have news soon enough.
I don't believe you should push.
I'll make Ominous understand. He'll change his mind.
Revelio.
Sounds pretty personal.
Aloha Mora.
Well, I say that should be it for this episode, folks. Thanks for everybody that stopped by. Another side quest, side stories, per se. But
What do we have
overall,
here?
still enjoyable.
The demiguise.
And the demiguise.
Revelio.
Either way, thanks to everybody that stopped by. Enjoyed the content. Drop a like, subscribe if you enjoyed. And I'll catch you guys next time.
You can't
Later.
imagine how inconvenient travel